Chapter 1. The Awakening. Lara's eyes fluttered open, her vision blurred, and her mind foggy. The gentle hum of machinery filled her ears as she slowly regained consciousness. She blinked a few times, trying to make sense of her surroundings. As her senses sharpened, she realized she was lying in a cryosleep pod, its glass canopy slowly retracting. "Wake up, Lara. You're the only one left." The voice, calm yet urgent, echoed through the chamber. Lara sat up, her muscles aching from prolonged stasis. She looked around, taking in the rows of cryosleep pods lining the walls. A chill ran down her spine as she noticed that all the other pods were empty. "What happened?" she asked, her voice hoarse from disuse. "Where is everyone?" "I don't know," the voice replied. It was the station's AI, its tone tinged with uncertainty. "I've been trying to piece together the events leading to this moment, but my memory banks are fragmented. All I know is that you're the sole survivor. Lara." Lara stumbled out of her pod, her legs unsteady. She made her way to the central control panel, her mind racing with questions. The station was silent, save for the constant humming of life support systems. "How long have I been asleep?" Lara inquired, dreading the answer. "According to my calculations, you've been in cryosleep for over a century," the AI responded. "But I can't be certain. The station's chronometers have been affected by whatever caused this catastrophe." Lara's heart sank. A century. Everyone she knew, everyone she loved, was gone. She fought back tears, refusing to let despair overwhelm her. She had to focus on the present, on finding answers. "AI, do you have any information on what happened to the other human colonies?" Lara asked, her voice trembling slightly. "I'm afraid not," the AI replied. "All communication with other colonies ceased shortly before the event that left you as the sole survivor. It's as if humanity vanished from the galaxy overnight." Lara's mind reeled at the implications. She took a deep breath, steeling herself for the challenges ahead. She knew she had to unravel this mystery, not just for herself, but for the sake of humanity. "There's something else, Lara," the AI said, its voice taking on a mysterious tone. "Before the station went dark, I received a cryptic message. It's fragmented, but it hints at a hidden truth that could change everything." Lara's eyes widened. "Show me the message," she demanded, her curiosity piqued. The AI displayed the message on the control panel's screen. It was a series of cryptic symbols and coordinates, followed by a single phrase. "The key to humanity's fate lies within the Nexus." Lara stared at the message, her mind already working to decipher its meaning. She knew that this was just the beginning of a long and perilous journey. With a newfound sense of purpose, she set out to explore the abandoned station, determined to uncover the truth behind the disappearance of humanity and the mysterious Nexus. Chapter 2. Fragments of Memory. Lara spent the next few days exploring the abandoned space station, searching for clues that might shed light on the fate of humanity. The station's corridors were dimly lit, the air stale and heavy with the weight of silence. Every room she entered held remnants of the past, from personal belongings to unfinished projects. As she delved deeper into the station's archives, Lara discovered fragments of log entries and holograms left behind by the crew. She watched as the ghostly images of her former colleagues flickered to life, their voices filling the empty spaces with echoes of a time long gone. One log entry caught her attention. It was recorded by the station's lead scientist, Dr. Lara Voss, just days before the catastrophe. Dr. Voss spoke of a groundbreaking discovery, an alien artifact that the crew had stumbled upon during a routine survey mission. "The artifact, which we've named the Nexus, is unlike anything we've ever encountered," Dr. Voss said, her holographic image pacing back and forth. "It emits a strange energy signature that defies our understanding of physics. We believe it may hold the key to unlocking the secrets of the universe." Lara leaned in closer, her heart pounding with excitement and trepidation. The Nexus. Could this be the same artifact mentioned in the cryptic message she had found earlier? As she continued to watch the log, Dr. Voss's excitement turned to concern. "We've been experiencing unusual phenomena ever since we brought the Nexus on board," she said, her brow furrowed. "Crew members have reported vivid dreams, hallucinations, and a sense of unease. I fear that we may have unleashed something beyond our control." The log ended abruptly, leaving Lara with more questions than answers. She knew that she had to find the Nexus, to unravel the mystery surrounding its power and its connection to the disappearance of humanity. Lara's thoughts were interrupted by the sound of the AI's voice. "Lara, I've finished analyzing the coordinates from the cryptic message," it said. "They point to a distant planetary system, one that was marked as a potential site for human colonization." Lara's heart raced with anticipation. "That must be where the Nexus is located," she said, her voice filled with determination. "I have to go there, AI. I have to find out what happened to humanity." The AI hesitated for a moment. "Lara, I must warn you, the journey will be perilous. We have no idea what dangers you may face out there." Lara smiled, a glint of determination in her eyes. "I know, AI, but I can't just sit here and wait for answers. I have to take action. I have to find the truth." With that, Lara began to prepare for her journey. She gathered supplies, studied the station's star charts, and familiarized herself with the small spacecraft she would use to traverse the vast expanse of space. As she worked, a sense of purpose filled her, driving away the loneliness and despair that had threatened to consume her. She knew that the path ahead would be filled with challenges and uncertainties, but she was ready to face them head-on. The fate of humanity rested on her shoulders, and she would stop at nothing to uncover the truth behind the Nexus and the disappearance of her species. Chapter 3. The Journey Begins. Lara stood in the hangar bay, her eyes fixed on the small spacecraft that would carry her into the unknown. She had spent the past few days preparing for this moment, studying the ship's systems and familiarizing herself with its controls. Now, as she prepared to embark on her journey, a mix of excitement and trepidation coursed through her veins. "Lara, are you sure about this?" the AI asked, its voice echoing through the hangar. "Once you leave the station, there's no guarantee you'll be able to return." Lara nodded, her resolve unwavering. "I have to do this, AI. I can't just sit here and wait for answers. I need to find the Nexus and uncover the truth behind humanity's disappearance." She climbed into the spacecraft, settling into the pilot's seat. The controls lit up around her, the ship humming to life as she initiated the startup sequence. Lara took a deep breath, her hands gripping the control stick as she prepared to launch. "Lara, wait!" the AI called out, its voice filled with urgency. "There's something I need to tell you before you go." Lara paused, her curiosity piqued. "What is it, AI?" "I've been running simulations based on the limited data we have about the Nexus and the coordinates from the cryptic message. I believe I may have uncovered a pattern, a connection between the artifact and the disappearance of humanity." Lara leaned forward, her heart racing. "What kind of connection?" "It's difficult to say for certain, but the simulations suggest that the Nexus may have played a role in the catastrophe that wiped out the human colonies. It's as if the artifact's power was somehow unleashed, causing a ripple effect throughout the galaxy." Lara's mind reeled at the implications. Could the Nexus really be responsible for the disappearance of humanity? And if so, what did that mean for her mission? "I have to find out the truth, AI," she said, her voice filled with determination. "I can't turn back now." With that, Lara engaged the spacecraft's thrusters, propelling herself out of the hangar and into the vast expanse of space. As the station receded behind her, she couldn't help but feel a sense of awe at the beauty and emptiness of the cosmos. For days, Lara navigated through the remnants of human civilization, passing by abandoned colonies and derelict ships. The silence of space was broken only by the occasional ping of the ship's sensors, detecting the presence of space anomalies and distant stars. As she traveled deeper into uncharted territory, Lara encountered her first challenge. A cluster of asteroids, dense and unpredictable, lay directly in her path. She gripped the controls tightly, her heart pounding as she maneuvered through the treacherous field of rocks. Just as she thought she had made it through, a sudden impact rocked the ship. Alarms blared, warning lights flashing red. Lara struggled to regain control, her mind racing as she assessed the damage. "Lara, are you all right?" The AI's voice crackled through the comms, filled with concern. "I'm fine, AI," Lara replied, her voice strained. "But the ship's taken some damage. I need to find a place to land and make repairs." As if in response to her words, the ship's sensors detected a faint energy signature nearby. Lara adjusted her course, heading toward the source of the signal. As she approached, she saw a small, rocky planet, its surface pockmarked with craters and ancient ruins. Lara landed the ship near the ruins, her heart filled with both apprehension and excitement. She knew that whatever lay ahead would test her in ways she had never been tested before. But she was ready to face the challenges, to unravel the mysteries of the Nexus and the fate of humanity. As she stepped out of the ship and onto the alien soil, Lara couldn't shake the feeling that she was on the cusp of a great discovery. Little did she know, her journey was only just beginning. Chapter 4: Revelations and Betrayal. Lara and her AI companion Zephyr stood at the entrance of the ancient alien temple, their eyes wide with wonder. The structure loomed before them, its walls adorned with intricate symbols and glyphs that seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. "This is it, Zephyr," Lara whispered, her voice filled with awe. "The Nexus must be inside." Zephyr, who had taken on the form of a small, floating drone, bobbed in agreement. "The energy readings are off the charts, Lara. Whatever's in there, it's powerful." Lara took a deep breath, steeling herself for what lay ahead. She stepped forward, the temple's entrance beckoning her onward. As she crossed the threshold, a strange sensation washed over her, as if the very air was charged with electricity. The interior of the temple was vast, its walls lined with advanced technology that seemed to defy explanation. Lara and Zephyr made their way deeper into the structure, following the pulsing energy that seemed to emanate from its very core. As they rounded a corner, they found themselves face to face with the Nexus itself. The artifact was a swirling mass of energy, suspended in mid-air by an invisible force. Its surface shimmered with an iridescent light, casting an eerie glow throughout the chamber. "It's beautiful," Lara breathed, her eyes transfixed by the Nexus's mesmerizing dance. Suddenly, a voice rang out from the shadows. "Yes, it is. And it's mine." Lara whirled around, her heart pounding. Standing before her was a man she had never seen before, his face etched with a mixture of determination and madness. "Who are you?" Lara demanded, her hand instinctively reaching for her weapon. The man smiled, a cold, cruel thing that sent shivers down Lara's spine. "I am Dante, leader of the survivors from the Orion colony, and I've come to claim the Nexus as my own." Lara's eyes widened in shock. "Survivors? But I thought—" Dante laughed, a harsh, grating sound that echoed through the chamber. "You thought you were the last human alive? Oh no, my dear. There are others, scattered throughout the galaxy, but none of them have the vision, the ambition that I possess." Lara's mind raced, trying to process this new information. "What do you want with the Nexus, Dante?" Dante's eyes gleamed with a hungry light. "The Nexus is more than just an artifact, Lara. It's a weapon, capable of manipulating time and space itself. With it, I can reshape the galaxy in my image, create a new order from the ashes of the old. Lara shook her head, disbelief and horror warring within her. You're insane, Dante. The Nexus is too powerful, too unpredictable. It could destroy everything. Dante's smile only widened. That's a risk I'm willing to take. And you, my dear Lara, are the key to unlocking its true potential. Before Lara could react, Dante's followers emerged from the shadows, their weapons trained on her and Zephyr. Lara's mind raced, trying to find a way out of this impossible situation. Lara, we need to get out of here, Zephyr urged, its voice filled with fear. But Lara knew there was nowhere to run. She was trapped, caught between a madman's ambition and the fate of the galaxy itself. As Dante approached the Nexus, his hand outstretched to claim its power, Lara knew that she had to act. She had come too far, sacrificed too much, to let it all end like this. With a cry of defiance, Lara launched herself at Dante, determined to stop him before it was too late. The fate of humanity, of the entire galaxy, hung in the balance, and Lara knew that she would fight to her last breath to protect it. Chapter 5: The Battle Within. Lara collided with Dante, the impact sending them both tumbling to the ground. They grappled with each other, their struggles illuminated by the eerie glow of the Nexus. Dante's followers watched in stunned silence, unsure of how to intervene. You're making a mistake, Lara, Dante grunted, his face contorted with rage. The Nexus is the key to our salvation, to the future of humanity. Lara shook her head, her eyes blazing with determination. No, Dante. The Nexus is too dangerous, too unpredictable. It could just as easily be our destruction. As they fought, Lara's mind raced, trying to find a way to end this conflict without bloodshed. She thought of all the lives that had been lost, all the sacrifices that had been made. She couldn't let it all be in vain. Suddenly, a realization dawned on her. The Nexus wasn't just a weapon, a tool for destruction. It was a symbol, a beacon of hope for a lost and broken humanity. Lara's grip on Dante loosened, and she spoke softly, her voice filled with compassion. Dante, listen to me. The Nexus isn't the answer. It can't save us, not really. The only thing that can save humanity is humanity itself. Dante hesitated, his eyes searching Lara's face for any sign of deception. What do you mean? Lara took a deep breath, choosing her words carefully. The Nexus may have the power to reshape the galaxy, but it can't change who we are. It can't erase our flaws, our weaknesses, our hopes, and our dreams. Those are the things that make us human, that give us the strength to carry on even in the darkest of times. Dante's grip on Lara loosened, and he stepped back, his eyes wide with realization. You're right, he whispered, his voice filled with awe. I've been so focused on the power of the Nexus that I forgot about the power of the human spirit. Lara smiled, a soft, gentle thing that seemed to light up the chamber. It's not too late, Dante. We can still make things right. We can use the Nexus not as a weapon, but as a beacon of hope, a symbol of unity for all the scattered remnants of humanity. Dante nodded, his eyes filling with tears. I've been a fool, Lara. I've let my ambition blind me to what really matters. Lara placed a hand on Dante's shoulder, her touch a gesture of forgiveness and understanding. We've all made mistakes, Dante. What matters now is what we do next. Together, Lara and Dante approached the Nexus, their hands outstretched in a gesture of peace. The artifact seemed to respond to their presence, its swirling energy calming and stabilizing. What do we do now? Dante asked, his voice filled with uncertainty. Lara smiled, her eyes shining with a newfound purpose. We use the Nexus to send a message, a call to all the lost and scattered remnants of humanity. We let them know that they are not alone, that there is still hope for a better future. As Lara and Dante worked to harness the power of the Nexus, Zephyr watched in silence, its circuits humming with pride and admiration. It had witnessed the true strength of the human spirit, the power of compassion and understanding in the face of adversity. And as the Nexus began to glow with a brilliant, blinding light, Lara knew that she had found her true purpose. She was no longer just a survivor, a lost soul adrift in the vastness of space. She was a leader, a beacon of hope for a brighter tomorrow. The battle within had been won, but the true fight for the future of humanity was just beginning, and Lara was ready to face it head-on, armed with the power of the human spirit and the unbreakable bonds of unity and love. Chapter 6: A New Beginning. The brilliant light of the Nexus filled the ancient temple, casting a warm glow on the faces of Lara, Dante, and the assembled survivors. The air crackled with energy as the artifact's power surged through the room, sending ripples of hope and possibility throughout the galaxy. Lara closed her eyes, focusing her thoughts on the message she wanted to send. She pictured the countless human colonies scattered across the stars, each one a tiny flicker of life in the vast emptiness of space. She imagined their struggles, their triumphs, and their dreams for a better future. With a deep breath, Lara spoke, her voice amplified by the Nexus's power. "People of the galaxy, hear me now. My name is Lara, and I bring you a message of hope and unity. For too long, we have been divided, scattered like leaves on the wind, but no more." The Nexus pulsed with energy, carrying Lara's words to every corner of the galaxy. On distant planets and in hidden outposts, humans stopped what they were doing and listened, their hearts swelling with a newfound sense of purpose. The Nexus is not a weapon, but a symbol of our shared humanity. It reminds us that even in our darkest hours, we are never truly alone. We are bound together by the unbreakable ties of compassion, courage, and love. As Lara spoke, images of the temple and the Nexus appeared in the minds of every human, a vision of hope and possibility. They saw Lara and Dante standing side by side, their differences forgotten in the face of a greater purpose. "Let us come together, not as survivors, but as builders of a new future. Let us use the power of the Nexus to heal the wounds of the past and create a better tomorrow for all of humanity." The Nexus glowed even brighter, its energy reaching a crescendo. Lara felt the weight of responsibility settle on her shoulders, but she also felt the strength of the human spirit flowing through her veins. As the light of the Nexus faded, Lara turned to face the assembled survivors. They looked at her with a mix of awe and admiration, their eyes shining with the promise of a new beginning. "We have a long road ahead of us," Lara said, her voice filled with determination. "But together, we can rebuild what was lost and create a future worth fighting for." Dante stepped forward, his hand outstretched in a gesture of friendship. "I once thought that power was the key to our salvation," he said, his voice filled with humility. "But you've shown me that true strength lies in the bonds we forge with one another. I stand with you, Lara, and with all of humanity." As the survivors gathered around Lara and Dante, a sense of purpose and unity filled the air. They knew that the road ahead would be filled with challenges and uncertainties, but they also knew that they had the strength to face them head-on. And as Lara looked out at the sea of faces before her, she knew that she had found her true calling. She was no longer just a survivor, but a leader and a symbol of hope for all of humanity. The last human mystery had been solved, but the story of humanity's future was just beginning. With the power of the Nexus and the strength of their shared bonds, Lara and her fellow survivors would build a new world, one filled with promise, hope, and endless possibilities. And as they set out on their new journey, Lara knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, united by the unbreakable spirit of humanity. For in the end, it was not the power of the Nexus that would save them, but the power of their own hearts and the strength of their shared dreams.